Hey guys, I'm going to run through how to put through a sale and how I want you to operate the POS system. All right, I'm just going to share screen. There we go. Right. So if you're on this page or on, and there's any details on here, or you've got some items sitting in there or anything like that, then you hold the button over here. We hold. I don't want anything. So if someone else has used the POS and we get to it, we hold the screen. I don't want you starting here. I don't want you deleting anything. I want you to just go hold. Yeah, we hold that sale and then we go into we put in a new sale. So then we come to here, you put in the code, and you're using the code of the senior person that's in the store. So the senior, for either front of house or back of house, whoever's senior in the store, that's who you're putting the code through for. All right. So we start here. We can either scan items, so you can just pick up your scanner and start scanning in the barcodes. If they've got a case, everything has barcodes, so you can just scan it. The other way is you can add in parts. Parts all have barcodes on them as well, so you can scan those, or you can go into the search, and if we're doing an 11 front screen, we can punch that in. Yeah, if you're doing a 12 Pro Max front screen, you've got them there. Yeah, if we're doing a 12 Pro Max battery, you've got it like that. Yeah, there's all these short setups. So this part's always together. So if we punch into here, we should go 15 Pro Max battery. There you go, 15 Pro Max battery. So everything's in there set up easily, or you can scan them and you just scan it and you punch in here and you scan it in. Yeah, so one's going to add a product. So we've got a product there. We've got that and the temp insurance. When we grab the temp insurance, you've got to go into the client's details. This is just a side note. You grab the client's details, you punch in the last 4 digits of their IMEI. Yeah, so that goes into there. Then they've got that. To find screen protectors, you can come in here. So you've got SE, 11. You've got a lot of the screen protectors on page 1. Then you can go to other temps. This is the older stuff, the less common stuff. You've got them up here. The temp insurance is also there. Then you've got iPad temper glass is on here. Yeah, and then all the other iPad temps as well. Most of the iPads should have a barcode on the sleeve that it's in. A lot of the Samsung should have a barcode on the sleeve that it's got. Camera temps should have a barcode on the back of the camera temps. In here, when we're going to we cancel that. We're going to client's detail. Always start with the phone number. If they're an existing client, their details will pop up here. So if the details pop up here, you can just click on that. And go, yep, cool, the details popped up here. Then we need you to check. Just make sure all of these things are filled out. So that the postcode, which store they're in. If you're in Colac and it says Geelong, just ask them where they're from. They're from Colac or Geelong. They go Colac, cool, just change it to Colac. So you can edit the customer, come down and change it to Colac. I'm just going to run through. This is the customer type, how they found the store. Google, they found us online. Location, they were just walking past. They knew where we were. They just live in town. They just know it's there. Word of mouth, brother, sister, uncle, next door neighbor, someone at work told them about the store. Facebook or Insta, they found us online. They found us on social media somewhere. You won't need to worry about that. Some of the times the field will be filled out by text. You don't need to stress about that one. Referred is from Telstra, Optus, Good Guys, Harvey Norman. One of those, a business sent them to us. That's a referred client. The BuzzTech card, that's basically anything time we do a marketing campaign. So if I do a letterbox drop or we do a lot of walking down the streets handing out flyers, that's the BuzzTech card. We need to change that to marketing. That's what it's for. Returning is if their details are in here and this was X's, they're returning. Or when you're grabbing their details, they said, oh, I've been here before. Okay, cool, they're returning. All right. So it's going to clear that because you don't need to see. You also make sure their date of birth is in there. When we're filling in the date of birth, you put in 5 digits, 25030. Enter. It fixes it up. That's all I need you to do. This is the Australian way. If you're used to the American way, if you're coming from overseas, fix your system to come back to us. Yeah. 25030, just a 0. 0 means it puts it in 2000. We don't need the year. We just want the day and the month. Yeah. So that's how we get that done. 25030. All right. Done. And then we click out of the box and it fills it in. Good. First name, last name, email, mobile phone number goes in there. This we don't need. If there's a male and a female, or like a husband and wife on the same account, you can put one in either one. That way, either one comes in and both of their same account comes up. Sometimes they share email addresses and things like that. So that's how we do that. Yeah. Over here is how much the client spent in over the course of the lifetime of the client, and we don't need to worry about any of that. So we're going to clear the customer details. So we're going to run through a new person. So we start with the phone number 0488997766. That's their phone number. Then we go up to the first name. Blogs, supposed to be Joe Blogs. Email joe.gmail.com. Then we go to their postcode. So we ask them their postcode. Then we go to outlet. You select the outlet that you're in. Yeah. We're in Warrnambool today. So we're going to be putting in Warrnambool. Customer type. So we ask them, how did you locate us? Not how did you find us? Because if you ask them how did they find us, they're going to say, yeah, good. So how did you locate the store? How did you know we were here? They're going to give you, found you online, just know you were here. My brother saw someone at work told me to come in, found you on social media. That one you need to worry about. Referred. So Telstra, Optus, one of those businesses. So it's Telstra, Optus, not Vodafone, Good Guy, JB Hi-Fi, another business that sent them in, yeah? A referring business. Marketing, anytime we do marketing. And then this is not a text or this is not a normal marketing. So if they found us on marketing social media, that goes under social media. Tony, I've been here before. Half the details already in there. You put that. So we're going to put in the BuzzTech car. Then we put in their date of birth. So if it's today's the 01010, to the 1st January. This has to be put in. If they really don't want to give you their date of birth, like they only need the day of the month, they don't need anything else, you can click this button here. And that means they don't need it. If I find this is getting clicked too much, I know I ask everyone that comes in. 98% of people don't have a shit asking about the day and the month of birth. If they don't want to, you click this. If I find that you're clicking this too much, you'll just be out of a job. We need this data because we give out birthday presents every time that's their birthday. So very important information. All right, so we're putting in 01010. That's today's date. Okay, then we go save as new client. Then we come across, don't worry about fulfillment. You don't need to worry about that. We don't use it. Go across the payment. If they're paying by cash and they give you a $100 note, you can either click the $100 note or you can click a 50, a 20, and a 10, or you can just put in the $70 in there and it'll tell you how much. If they're paying by card, you double click this button here. And if you click it once, it'll put the number in. If you click it again, it'll send it to the FPOS. So you don't have to do anything else. These two you don't need to worry about. This is just if it's not linked for whatever reason. Sometimes they're not linked. We use that one. This is an online. The supervisor will use this. This is for an invoice for a business that's paid. They pay online. Yeah, they're the only cash payments. So we're just going to put through a online payment, no, a cash payment today, and then we're going to go across to invoice. So if when the client gets the invoice, we're just going to send email that'll finalize the sale and send them the invoice. If you're asked just to hold the sale, because maybe we've got something in here that we need to edit, so you just get to here, you hold. If once you finalize, it'll go to send them the emails. That's it. They will get the email. Down here, you'll usually find the most commonly sold items in here. Yes. So these are all the commonly sold items. So the temp insurance is always down here because that's the most common, and MAT is the most common as well. So that's the most common screen protector. So all of the common stuff is down here. So we go through, we grab the details, we put in the IMEI of the temp insurance if we're getting that. Grab the client's detail. We've skipped fulfillment. We don't need to worry about that. We go across the payment. We take the payment. We finalize the payment, and then we send the email. All right, and then we're done. So I'll have to fix this later, but I'll send that, finalize, send email, and then we close the sale. If you're linked to a item and there's stuff in the cart, we've got stuff in the cart, you get to a screen like this, or you get to a screen here, or you get to a screen here, or you're on one of these screens, you just hold the sale. That's all you need to do. If you're on any other page other than the login page, now your background might be different, but anything on this login page, you just hold the sale, you come back to the sale. All right, good.